My beloved child, lean in close, because what I am about to share with you today is something even your soulmate's own family does not yet understand. A secret, quiet, invisible, already unfolding, that only you will come to fully know. Not because you are searching for it, but because it is being revealed to you, gently, in this very moment. So breathe with me, my beloved child, settle into this space, and let's uncover this secret together. The secret hidden in plain sight. Every family, my beloved child, holds stories they don't fully understand while they're living them. A grandmother who once said, "I have a feeling about who you'll marry," and never explained why she felt it. A mother who quietly prays, every night, for the person her child will one day bring home, without knowing their face, their name, or their story. A sibling who jokes, "You'll know when you meet them," never realizing how literally true those words will become. These are fragments, pieces of a larger truth, a truth your soulmate's family senses, but has never fully named. And the secret, my beloved child, the one only you will come to know, is this. You are not simply someone their family will one day meet. You are someone their family has already been quietly preparing for, without knowing it. The space that was always being made. Think about a family for a moment, my beloved child, any family, how it grows, how it shifts, how it makes room for new members over time. An extra seat left open at holiday gatherings, a spare key made, just in case, a spoken hope, whispered between parents, "I just want to see them happy with someone who truly loves them." These small gestures, these quiet hopes, they are not random. They are the family, unconsciously making space, for you. Long before you ever walk through their door for the first time, a place has already been reserved for you. In conversations you weren't part of, in prayers you never heard, in quiet hope spoken only between the people who love your soulmate most. What their family already feels. Families, my beloved child, often sense things long before they can explain them. A mother may notice her child seeming lighter lately, more hopeful, without understanding why. A father may catch his child smiling at their phone, quietly, and feel a flicker of curiosity he doesn't voice. A sibling may simply say, out of nowhere, "Something's different about you lately, good different." These moments, my beloved child, are the family sensing the early ripples of your approaching connection, even though they don't yet have the full picture. They feel the shift in energy, the subtle lightness, the quiet anticipation, long before your name is ever spoken in their home. The secret you alone will carry. Here is the secret, my beloved child, that only you will come to fully understand. You will know, before they do, the exact story of how this connection began. You will know about the ache your soulmate carried before you arrived, the nights of doubt, the quiet moments of wondering if love would ever find them. You will know about the small, seemingly insignificant signs, the numbers, the dreams, the strange coincidences, that quietly confirmed this bond long before it became visible to anyone else. Their family will love you, will welcome you, will eventually treat you as one of their own. But only you, my beloved child, will carry the full, intimate knowledge of everything it took, on a soul level, to bring the two of you together. This is not a burden, it is a quiet, sacred privilege. Why families sense but don't always understand. You might wonder, my beloved child, why families often sense something is coming, yet rarely understand the deeper spiritual mechanics behind it. Not everyone is equally attuned to the subtle language of the universe, of synchronicities, energetic pulls, and soul recognition. Some people feel these things intuitively, as clear whispers, Others feel them only as vague impressions, quickly dismissed as imagination or coincidence. Your soulmate's family may sense that something good is coming, without ever framing it in spiritual terms. They may simply call it a feeling, a hope, an instinct. But you, my beloved child, watching this message today, are being given a clearer understanding, a chance to recognize, consciously, what their family only senses unconsciously. The stories they will one day tell. One day, my beloved child, long after you've become part of this family, they will tell stories about you. A mother will say, "I always had a feeling someone special was coming." A sibling will laugh and say, "We used to joke about who they'd end up with, and somehow, it turned out to be exactly right." A father might quietly admit, "I didn't know what I was praying for, but I know now it was you." These stories, my beloved child, will be told with warmth, with laughter, with quiet amazement at how perfectly everything unfolded. But in this moment, right now, before any of that has happened, you are the only one who fully understands the depth of the story already in motion. Signs their family is already sensing you. If you're wondering whether your soulmate's family has already begun sensing your approach, even without realizing it, here are a few gentle indicators. Your soulmate may mention unprompted comments from family members. "My mom asked if I was seeing anyone, she said she has a feeling. My sister keeps saying she thinks someone new is about to come into my life." There may be small, symbolic shifts within the family itself. Old traditions being revisited, extra place settings appearing at gatherings without clear explanation, conversations turning more frequently toward love and connection. These are not coincidences, my beloved child, they are quiet ripples, moving backward through the family's collective awareness, echoing the approach of your connection before it has even become visible. The family you are already connected to. Here is something beautiful, my beloved child, that few people consider. Just as your soulmate's soul is already connected to yours, long before meeting, so too, in a quieter, more distant way, is their family. The love a parent holds for their child, the hope a sibling carries for their brother or sister's happiness, these energies are not separate from the soulmate connection itself. They are woven into the same invisible thread. This is why so many people, upon meeting their soulmate's family for the first time, describe an unexpected, almost immediate sense of belonging, a feeling of coming home that extends beyond just the romantic connection itself. You are not simply entering a stranger's family, my beloved child, you are stepping into a space that has, in its own quiet way, already been holding room for you. The secret about their fears. There is another layer to this secret, my beloved child, one that requires gentleness to fully understand. Sometimes, families carry quiet fears alongside their hopes, fear that their loved one will be hurt again, fear that they will choose someone who doesn't truly see their worth, fear rooted in past disappointments, past heartbreaks witnessed firsthand. You, my beloved child, hold the quiet power to heal these unspoken fears, simply by being who you already are, someone capable of loving their soulmate with patience, honesty, and depth. You will not need to prove yourself loudly or dramatically. Your presence itself, consistent, genuine, caring, will slowly dissolve fears the family may not even fully realize they were carrying. This is part of the secret only you will understand. You are not just gaining a new family, you are quietly healing generations of protective worry, simply through the authenticity of your love. A guided moment of connection. Let's pause together, my beloved child, for a quiet moment. Take a slow breath in, and release it gently. Picture, if you can, a warm, golden light, representing not just your soulmate, but the family that surrounds them, parents, siblings, the people who have loved and shaped them long before you arrived. Silently, in your heart, say these words. I honor the love that has already been preparing a place for me. I welcome the connection to come, with patience, humility, and gratitude. Sit with this feeling for a moment longer. Whatever warmth or emotion rose within you, trust it, my beloved child. When you finally meet them. When the day finally arrives, my beloved child, and you meet your soulmate's family for the first time, something remarkable often happens. Despite the newness of the moment, a strange familiarity settles in, almost immediately. A mother's eyes may soften in a way that feels like recognition, rather than simple politeness. A father's handshake may linger just slightly longer, as though some part of him already senses the significance of this meeting. Siblings may find themselves drawn to include you effortlessly in conversation, as though you've always belonged. This is not mere social ease, my beloved child, it is the quiet echo of everything that has been building, invisibly, long before this moment, finally becoming visible to everyone in the room. The secret continues with you. Here is the final piece of this secret, my beloved child. Once you become part of this family, the secret does not end. It transforms. You become the one who now senses things about future connections within the family, a niece or nephew's future soulmate, perhaps, long before anyone else notices. You become the one who carries forward this quiet spiritual awareness. Teaching, through your own example, how to recognize the whispers of destiny long before they become obvious. The secret you alone carried, in this early stage, becomes a gift you will one day pass on, to a new generation, still waiting for their own story to unfold. The small moments that reveal everything. Sometimes, my beloved child, the deepest truths are hidden inside the smallest moments. A mother folding laundry, quietly thinking, I hope whoever loves my child sees them the way I do. A father driving home from work, catching himself hoping his child won't have to wait much longer for real happiness. A grandmother, sitting alone with her tea, whispering an old prayer she said for years, for a stranger she has never met, yet already loves simply because of who they will become to her family. These are not grand, dramatic gestures, my beloved child, they are quiet, ordinary moments, yet within them lives an extraordinary truth. Love, even before it fully arrives, is already being tended to, nurtured, and prepared for, by people who don't yet know your name. The weight only you understand. There is a particular kind of quiet responsibility, my beloved child, that comes with knowing this secret before anyone else does. You may find yourself, in ordinary moments, feeling a depth of gratitude that seems almost too large to express, gratitude toward people you haven't even met yet, for the love and hope they've already invested in a future they can't yet see clearly. You may feel a gentle ache, knowing that when you finally do meet them, you will be carrying a story they have only partially witnessed, a story rich with signs, synchronicities, and soul-deep recognition they may never fully understand, even after hearing it. This weight, my beloved child, is not meant to burden you, it is meant to deepen your appreciation, for the sacred, layered nature of the connection you are stepping into. How this secret changes the way you wait. Once you understand this secret, my beloved child, the way you experience your waiting period often shifts. Instead of feeling isolated in your hope, you begin to sense that you are surrounded by an unseen network of support, people you haven't met yet, already rooting for your happiness, already hoping for your arrival into their lives. This can transform loneliness into quiet companionship. Even in solitude, you are never truly alone in this journey. An entire family, unaware of your existence, is already holding space for you in their hearts. Let this truth soften your waiting, my beloved child. Let it remind you that love is rarely built by one person alone. It is built, quietly, collectively, by everyone whose lives will one day intertwine with your own. The family's own journey of preparation. Just as you have been growing, healing, and preparing yourself for this connection, my beloved child, so too has your soulmate's family, in their own quiet way. Perhaps a parent has been working through their own past disappointments in love, learning to release control and simply trust that their child's happiness will unfold in its own time. Perhaps a sibling has been quietly learning what it means to fully support someone else's relationship, rather than projecting their own fears or unresolved issues onto it. This family, my beloved child, is not a static, finished entity waiting passively for your arrival. They, too, are evolving, healing, and preparing, each in their own way, to welcome you when the time finally comes. You are not simply joining a family, you are joining a family that has also been quietly readying itself for you. What you will teach them without words. Here is something remarkable, my beloved child, that often goes unspoken. Simply by being who you are, by loving your soulmate with honesty, patience, and depth, you will teach their family something they may not have learned so clearly before. You may show a father, who never fully expressed his emotions, what quiet vulnerability in love can look like. You may show a mother, who worried endlessly, what it feels like to finally exhale, trusting that her child is truly cared for. You may show siblings, still searching for their own love stories, what patient hope eventually rewards. This is part of your quiet gift to this family, my beloved child. You will not simply receive their love, you will also, gently, expand their understanding of what real, soul-deep love looks like in practice. The secret passed through generations. There is one more layer to this secret, my beloved child, one that stretches beyond just your soulmate's immediate family. Sometimes, this quiet knowing, this sense that someone special is coming, has been passed down, generation after generation, without anyone fully realizing it. A grandmother once felt this same anticipation, decades ago, waiting for the person who would become your soulmate's grandfather. A great-aunt once whispered a similar prayer, hoping for happiness for a family member she loved deeply. These threads of hope, my beloved child, do not disappear with time, they weave themselves into the family's story, quietly repeating, generation after generation, each time a new soul is being prepared to receive love. When you finally arrive, you are not simply fulfilling one person's hope, you are completing a pattern that has been gently unfolding for far longer than anyone in the family consciously realizes. Trusting the unseen preparation. As we near the end of this message, my beloved child, I want to remind you of something important. You do not need to rush this process, or worry about whether the family is ready for you. Preparation, as we've explored today, has already been happening, quietly, invisibly, for longer than you might imagine. Trust that by the time you are introduced into this family, enough of the necessary healing, hoping, and quiet readiness will have already taken place. Your role, my beloved child, is simply to continue becoming your most authentic, loving self, allowing the rest of this beautifully complex, invisible process to unfold exactly as it is meant to. A gentle reminder for the waiting. Before we close, my beloved child, I want to leave you with one final gentle reminder. If you don't yet know who your soulmate is, if their family is still a mystery to you, faces and names you haven't encountered yet, know that this same quiet preparation is happening for you as well. Somewhere, a family is beginning to sense that someone new will one day join their story. They may not know your face yet, but the space is already being made, the hopes are already being whispered, the quiet readiness is already taking shape. You are not simply waiting to be welcomed into a family, my beloved child, you are also, unknowingly, a name that will one day live inside their hopeful conversations, their whispered prayers, their quiet anticipation. The photographs that will one day exist. Consider this, my beloved child. Somewhere, in a home you haven't yet entered, there is an empty space on a wall, or a blank page in a photo album, waiting for a picture that hasn't been taken yet. A photograph of you and your soulmate, laughing together at a family gathering, a photograph of you standing beside people who will one day call you family, even though today, they don't know you exist. This may seem like a small thing, my beloved child, but consider the weight of it. Entire albums, entire walls of memory, are already patiently waiting for moments that haven't happened yet, moments that only you can bring into being simply by finally arriving. The future is not empty, my beloved child, it is already partially furnished, waiting quietly for you to walk into the rooms that have been prepared. The traditions you will inherit. Every family, my beloved child, carries its own traditions, small rituals passed down without much explanation, simply because that's how we've always done it. A particular dish made only during the holidays, a specific way of celebrating birthdays, an old inside joke repeated every year, whose origin no one quite remembers anymore. One day, my beloved child, you will inherit these traditions, not as an outsider observing them, but as someone who becomes woven into their continuation. You may even, without realizing it, begin adding new traditions of your own, small habits or rituals that this family will one day pass down to their grandchildren, crediting you, quietly, as the person who brought something new and beautiful into their story. When doubt tries to interrupt this truth, I want to speak honestly with you, my beloved child, because doubt often tries to creep in around messages like this one. You may find yourself thinking, this is just a nice idea, but how can I really know any of this is true? This is a fair question, and I won't pretend to offer you concrete, measurable proof. Because love, at its deepest level, rarely works that way. But consider this instead, my beloved child. What does it cost you to remain open to this possibility, rather than closing yourself off to it completely? Openness does not require blind certainty, it simply requires a willingness to keep hoping, keep noticing, keep trusting that connection and preparation are happening, even in ways you cannot yet fully see or prove. Let doubt visit if it must, my beloved child, but do not let it stay and build a permanent home in your heart. The quiet way you will already belong. When that day finally arrives, my beloved child, and you step into your soulmate's family for the first time, you may notice something surprising. Despite being the newest person in the room, you may feel less like an outsider being introduced, and more like a missing piece quietly clicking back into place. Conversations may flow more easily than expected. Old family jokes may somehow already make sense to you, a strange, comforting familiarity may settle over the entire room. This, my beloved child, is the culmination of everything we've explored today, the quiet preparation, the unspoken hopes, the invisible thread already connecting you to people you hadn't yet met. You will not simply be joining this family, my beloved child, you will be recognized by it, in ways that logic alone cannot fully explain. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this message, my beloved child, I want you to carry this truth with you. Your soulmate's family does not yet know the secret you now understand. They sense fragments, quiet hopes, unexplainable feelings, whispered intuitions, but they do not yet see the full picture. You do. You understand the depth of the connection already forming, the space already being made, the love already being prepared for, even in homes you have not yet entered. Carry this knowledge gently, my beloved child, not as pride, but as quiet gratitude, for the sacred story you are already part of, long before its final chapters are written. If this message touched your heart, like this video, comment what resonated with you most, and subscribe to Hidden Blessing Message for daily spiritual guidance, soulmate signs, and divine messages sent straight to your soul. Tell me, my beloved child, has someone in your soulmate's life ever said something that felt like they somehow already sensed you were coming? I read every comment, and I would love to hear your story. Until next time, stay open, stay gentle, and trust the quiet secret already unfolding around you.